Hi, marketing girlies. Welcome back to another episode of Marketing Girly by Sky Society. And I'm back with a solo episode. And today's focus is all on how to get marketing experience in 2026. This is one of the most popular episodes that I did last year. So I thought I'd bring it back and go over some of the ways that I think you should be thinking about building up your marketing experience in the new year. This is usually one of the most common problems I know marketing girlies in the Sky Society community face, that marketing girlies everywhere face is just this feeling of never having enough experience, feeling like when you were going to apply to jobs that you really like, that you don't meet the requirements in the job description, or that you're getting denied for jobs that you really, really want, and they're telling you it's because they went with the more qualified candidate, which is honestly always like a knife in the gut. Never gets easier. And so I hear this all the time, and I am always listening to what you girls are sharing in our community. And so I wanted to talk about this. I know I cover this in lots of different ways sometimes on the podcast, just because it's an issue I hear so many of you girls share. And I wanted to just give you girls some tips on what you can do to build experience. I'm going to give you multiple options in this episode. I'm going to give you options that are completely free that you can literally start right after you listen to this episode. I'm going to give you some options that might take a little bit more time, and then also some additional resources. If you girls don't already know, we have a marketing boot camp called Sky Society Accelerator. It's an experience-based digital marketing boot camp specifically for marketing girlies. We have an insane hire rate, a really awesome average starting salary for our graduates, and that entire program is all about building marketing experience and building your marketing portfolio. I'm not going to dive too much into that in this episode, but I did want to start with that because I want to let you know that that is absolutely an option for you. You do have to apply to it, and we unfortunately aren't able to accept all of the applicants. However, I am happy to share tips on getting into the program and tips for success throughout it if you girls have. Maybe I'll do another episode on that a later date, but for now, I just want to let you know that that is an option for you. I encourage you to check it out if you feel like you need some more experience, you want to get mentorship. We have an amazing marketing girly mentor program that's also part of that boot camp experience. We have mentors from amazing different brands that come in and support the girls. All of you girls graduate the marketing portfolio. It is the main thing we do at Sky Society. So if you're not aware of it, this is just your reminder. And then we also have our experience lab, which I'll also touch on today. So all right, let's jump into it. So I wanted to start with probably maybe the most obvious way to get experience, and that is to start posting on social media. And you're probably like, Natalie, I already know that. I already know that's what I should be doing. And I kind of post on TikTok, but I kind of don't. Or I do post on TikTok, but I'm not really doing it with the social strategy in mind. This is your reminder to actually do it with a bit more intention and to start building up your content creation skills. Especially if you want to work in social media, if you aspire to have social media in your job title, you absolutely need to start creating content on your own social platforms. There is no way around it. You need to be doing that. If you want to work in social media marketing, you better be posting on Instagram like it's your job, and you better be posting on TikTok like it's your job. If you want to create new accounts, you absolutely can. I encourage you to do that. Create a new Instagram, create a new TikTok if you don't want your friends and family to see. However, honestly, you shouldn't be worried about what they think. You should really just be focused on what you can create and getting as good at it as you possibly can, because this is going to be the number one thing that will help you get a job in social, and honestly, any marketing job. One of the things you may have already learned in life, something that I've learned in life, is that the more you do something, the better you get at it. Super simple rule, and it applies to content. The more content create, the better you're going to get at it. So start creating as much content as you possibly can. Create content that you're proud of, that you think translates well to brands. You posting TikTok videos that are not edited at all or don't have some type of production or video quality likely won't translate well to brands that want to hire you. It doesn't mean that you need to be some videographer, but I do want you to think about, okay, is this the type of content that brands might want to see? All right. So this is your reminder, your inspiration. We're here in January. You can go start creating content today. Don't set a crazy goal for yourself. I think it's super ambitious to say, I'm going to post every single day because you know what? The reality is you're probably not going to post every single day. I've probably given myself that goal a million times and I really never hit it. So don't give yourself that goal either. Start with something really attainable. Like I'm going to post 3 times a week, or I'm going to spend 5 hours a week on content creation. Give yourself an attainable goal and start creating content. This is going to be the best thing for you. Now, that is free. You can start that right now, immediately. Number two, to take that a step farther, is to start to use different tools that aid with the ability for you to work with partners when you're creating content. There's what's called creator rewards apps. There are multiple out there. One that I know of is Kale, but I know there are several others where you can receive free product from brands in exchange for creating content around it. Now, you probably won't get rich doing this nor make a ton of money. And I wouldn't even focus on those videos going viral. I would just focus on you being able to create brand content and getting really good at it and getting amazing samples to put in your portfolio. Okay, again, those are called content creator rewards apps or just creator rewards apps. Search that in the App Store, search that on TikTok, search that on Google, find ones that you like, try a couple, do some collabs with some brands. That's going to be super amazing for your portfolio. All right. The way we're thinking about this is how to get stuff in your portfolio. Again, all of this stuff you can do on your own for free right now, today, nothing holding you back. Okay, so want to start with the easiest. Let's go into a couple others. So, the second way that I think is maybe one of the best ways to get experience is to help friends and family of yours that have small businesses that could use some marketing help. So, if you want to work on your email marketing, for example, and you have a friend that has a bakery and she sells pastries and you want to offer your help for her, I think that's an amazing way to get experience. And I think you totally can not ask for money from your friend. Now, I know this is a bit of a controversial topic, but I think if you are young and you are trying to get experience, I think helping as many people as possible is the best way to go about it, especially if you're starting with your friends and family and you know that this work is going to be valuable for them. I would, if you can, not ask for compensation in return. I know sometimes there can be a stigma around doing work for free. However, I think that it's absolutely okay, especially when you're starting out. And also you like they wouldn't be doing that. They don't aren't asking for somebody to do it. You're just kind of offering this extra support. And you can also do a trial period. Like, hey, I'll do it for you for free for a month. And then if you want to keep doing this on a paid option, you can. I think that's a great way to start is with people in your immediate circle. So anybody that you know that has a small business, a side hustle, and it doesn't need to be social, right? It can be helping them with email marketing, getting them their first influencer. It can be working on their SEO. It can be so many different things, helping them with their paid ad strategy. These are, again, all things that we cover in Sky Society Accelerator that I think are great ways to get experience of things that you can potentially, ask your friends and family if there's opportunities for you to get experience that way. I know it can be a bit tedious and like maybe a bit uncomfortable reaching out to people, but it's absolutely an option. I think it's a really great one. And again, it doesn't just have to be social work and you can go into your immediate network. Now, I would say if you want to take that a step further, reach out to small local businesses around you or that you found on social and offer your work for free to them. I think this would be so much fun. I've never done this, but I've heard of podcast guests sharing this, and I've just heard this before. And if I was in a different spot in my career, I would definitely do this because I personally think it'd be so fun to go to a local coffee shop that you really love, a local thrift store that you really love, and offering your services pro bono just to support your local community, I think is an amazing thing. And again, you could do it on like a 30-day period, offer your services for free, and then this could be a great way to potentially turn them into clients. If they really like what you did and you had big impact, then you can go out and do that. And again, I think I would recommend you do this in person because I think people might not respond to you if you just like cold email them. You can absolutely just go in person, show your face, be kind, say hi, leave, I even think it's like really cute leaving like a printed version of like a proposal for them, something that's going to help you stand out because again, from their perspective, they want to make sure that even if you're doing work for free, that they trust you to do a good job with their brand. DM them on social would be a great way, but I think really showing a brand how you can add value to them and doing it for free for 30 days is a great place to start as well. And again, amazing ways to build experience. These are all ways to, so far, where you don't have to obviously, because I know the most obvious way to get experience is to get a job. Maybe I should have started with that. Okay. The most obvious way to get experience is to get a job. That is, a really, really difficult thing to do right now. We're also in a really difficult job market. So I understand that getting a job or getting an internship sometimes also isn't the fastest way to get experience because I know a lot of girls that I've spoken to have had internships where they didn't really do a lot or didn't really learn a lot or didn't feel like they got a lot of experience. So I really love this idea of creating your own content, working with a bunch of different small businesses, working with your friends and family to do as much experience as possible to really have strong examples to show in your portfolio. All right. The next piece is kind of similar to this would be to go and do volunteering, like go to your local animal shelter, go to any type of like you can go to volunteer.com and see local opportunities in your city. And I think those are also great, great ways to get involved and just start to meet new people and start to get experience. Okay, so those are some that I really love. They're tried and true. And now I want to talk about getting mock experience. So all of those examples are ways to like actually work with brands and get experience. Obviously, before was doing doing social media content creation, and hopefully working with a content creator rewards program to maybe get some collabs with brands. Now let's talk about getting mock experience. Mock experience is also something that you can do totally on your own and immediately. And that is what I like to call playing pretend, where you pretend that you are the social media marketing manager or the email marketing manager at one of your favorite brands and you do a mock campaign for that brand. This is such a fun exercise. It can be such a great thing to put in your portfolio. And again, all you need is your imagination and your creativity. So this is such a fun way to build mock experience. You definitely want to clarify that it's mock experience. You don't want to come across in your portfolio that you worked for this brand when you actually didn't. So make sure you clarify that they're mock projects, but they can be such a fun way, again, to show what you're capable of and show your creativity. Sky Society, we have our own version of this called Marketing Experience Lab. We might be renaming this. So if you listen to this episode and the name has changed, just know that we had this mini course. And it's a mini course that walks through how to do it. And also, we have a ton of portfolio templates that are really, really gorgeous. So when you do these mock campaigns, they look super professional and super put together. Usually, when I see mock campaigns and portfolios, they look messy, like, they don't look on brand. It's pretty clear to me that they didn't work with the brand, and what's super beautiful about Marketing Experience Lab is that you get a ton of templates for all of your favorite brands, and there's also branded resumes in there, so if you ever wanted to apply to, like, Rare Beauty or Skims or Spotify with a branded resume, like, in that brand's theme, we have those too, and it's just super fun, so definitely check that out as an option. That is a paid course. But again, if you don't want the paid course, of course you don't have to use it, but we did lay everything out for you. It shows you step by step. And honestly, the best part, all of the templates are in there so you can create something that is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I love Marketing Experience Lab. I've even used it for fun, like building all those things was so much fun. So definitely check that out. Okay, so building mock campaigns, also a great thing to add to your marketing portfolio and a really amazing way to build experience. So these are my favorite ways to build experience. I understand that there are lots out there, but to me, all of the ones I've shared in today's episode are things that you can go do immediately on your own. Okay. They're not things that you need, obviously I could tell you a bunch of tips to help you improve your job search and stuff. But again, I know I'm kind of trying to stay away from job search in this episode for experience. But these are all things you can do in your bedroom today. So I hope you feel inspired. I hope you've got some good ideas on what you want to start creating. And again, if you do need support and help, this is truly what we focus on at Sky Society is really trying to solve this problem, this experience gap that I know a lot of girls are feeling where you go to college and you get this amazing education. However, when you go to the job market, there's a skill and experience gap. And especially in marketing, because the jobs are so competitive, it can be so difficult. So definitely check out Sky Society Accelerator. That's like our intensive 8-week digital marketing boot camp. That's experience-based curriculum, which is super fun. And you graduate with the marketing portfolio. And then you can check out our mini course, that's Marketing Experience Lab. You don't have to apply to the mini course, like anybody can get access to the mini course. And that is where you get mock marketing experience and build all those fun mock campaigns for a bunch of really cool brands in there. I think we've got like Dairy Boy, uh, Fenty. We've got like a bunch of cool brands in there that you can build mock experience for. So some Sky Society resources to check out as well. So good luck building marketing experience in 2026. Make sure that as you go through this process, and if you are feeling like marketing experience, obviously if you've made it this far in this episode, it's a pain point that you have for yourself. Never let it get attached to your self-worth. Those are very different things. You are worth a lot. You have a lot to offer on the job market, and you have a lot of value to bring. And I know it can feel a bit frustrating applying to jobs and feeling like just because you didn't have an internship at a big company, you're not being rewarded the same opportunities. I totally understand how hard that is, but you have so much value to offer. You really got to believe in that. And you can use some of the tips in today's episode to help you build up your marketing experience. So that's it for today's episode. I think I mentioned this in the last solo episode, but if you enjoy these episodes, please leave us a review. It's super easy just to press the little star button on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. I read every single review, so I would love to see yours. And I will be back next Tuesday with another episode of Marketing Girly with an amazing guest. So I will see you then.